I think I need a pair of shoes.
Another pair? Watch your step, Axe.
There are 3 things I love.
What's that?
Well, there's malls, malls,
Yeah?
and malls.
And what about girls?
Right. Well, we can definitely make that 4.
Yeah, 'cause I'm totally not gay. No homo here, sir. Yes, sir. No gay at all. Nope, 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 nope. Now let's go buy some shoes. You're going to have to forgive the quality of this video, but I cannot find a source video that looks better than this. I tried fiddling with it, but it's so blurry and faded that it ended up looking like a lost segment to waking life. So this is the best I can get it to look. I don't know, just pretend you're back in the days of shitty UHF stations and bunny ears on top of your TV. Unless you're too young to remember those days, in which case thanks for making me feel old. Today's episode, The Front, was the last episode to air in the Canadian run of the series, and therefore is often listed as the series finale. That, despite its production code number putting it right after My Name is Eric, and the fact that it aired in the correct order in the United States. Now, the production codes say 3-parter Changes is the series finale, not to mention it feels more like a season finale than the Axe Gets a Job at the Mall episode. Wikipedia also notes this episode as being based on number 18, The Decision, proving that even blind-deaf monkeys can edit Wikipedia. Our episode begins with Axe going into a store at the mall and attempting to purchase a boombox for undisclosed reasons. If we want to be charitable, we'll learn in the finale that Axe is building a spaceship from bits of Earth technology, and we could say that he needs parts from the boombox for that. But the more likely reason is that Axe plans to use this boombox as his latest crutch after he got rid of his TV. There's a miscommunication and Axe discovers he doesn't have enough money, so he pledges to get a job because, damn it, the alien warrior really needs to listen to Run DMC in the morning to get the blood flowing. Oh, and Axe sees a news report from Nate Littman, who does a show called Consumer Guide that tries to expose shoddy businesses. Believe it or not, that'll be our Chekhov's gun for this episode. Now, if you're still not convinced that the creators of this show thought their audience was stupid, take a look at this.
I just bought the watch 10 minutes ago, and I can't get it to work.
Perhaps if I gave you a free one.
No, I want you to fix this one.
May I see that, please? I see. Actually, it's quite simple. You see, you press this button twice, and then you press this button while you're still holding on to it. You press this small circular button until the screen starts to flash like this, and then simultaneously let them both go. Like that. See, your new TV watch implement is fully operational. You just had to...
1. Liquid crystals in a watch don't work this way. 2. The joke is that this is supposed to be a normal digital watch, and Axe found a way to circumvent the functions of the watch to make it do something it was never designed to do. This either means that there was an unadvertised secret television function to this watch for no reason at all, or Axe is literally a wizard and cast a magic spell. 3. Metrosexual Bono here sees this and offers Axe a job as an electronics store. We'll later learn that this man is also a controller and is using the store as a front, hence the title. Would a controller really look at a random kid as he casts techno magic on this watch and think, wow, this kid really is smart, I should hire him? Or would he think, wow, this kid is way too smart, he must be an Andalite? The store itself is like a cheaper Radio Shack, which might be an oxymoron. I'll have to look into that. The shop sells digital watches, printers, those massagers that are just wheels on a stick, and water guns.
Oh, but please, be careful with that. What is it? It's a Plasto Blaster demo. It's just a toy, but I don't want you to spray water on everything. These clothes are very expensive. I'm sorry. I shall be more careful in the future.
Fully loaded water guns on open display for anyone to pick up and spray around the store. Who would be stupid enough to leave loaded water guns around an electronics store? Oh, Wait, that's right. The store's being run by TV Yeerks. Stupid me. Metrosexual Bono, whose real name is Gustav, emphasizes the store's cell phones, which are half off as an opening sale. For you younger whippersnappers, there was once a time when a cell phone was literally just a phone, with no touchscreens, cameras, or angry birds to keep you occupied. You're making the 90s feel like the Dark Ages. Stop that right now. So Axe is hired without filling out any paperwork. He doesn't have to give Gustav his social security number or his home address. He doesn't have to take a drug test. You know, none of that stuff you need to get a job. He just starts working at the cash register right away. But let's forget about that. I'm sure you're all wondering what Tobias has been doing with himself since he regained his morphing abilities in his human form. Non-stop video gaming. The very first thing he did after they escaped the self-destructing Yeerk pool was to go to one of the coin-operated game stations and beat his old high score somehow without money. And the first time we see him after that, as he wasn't in My Name is Eric, is him playing more video games. I'm Tobias. I'm one with nature. I love to fly. When I'm not ogling Laura Croft, that is.
Who's that? I mean, who? Besides being a cute human female.
Yes, we've gone from Earth women wanting to fuck Axe to Axe wanting to fuck Earth women. I just saw Prometheus the other day, so the idea of alien-human consummation is particularly hilarious at this point. Yeah, Melissa Chapman shows up, which means Annie TV used this character more times than the books. Megamorphs 3 doesn't count. That was an alternate timeline, and she was there for like 2 minutes. Jake wonders if Melissa has become a controller, and Axe says no. He'd see it in her eyes. Oh, you can identify controllers by looking in their eyes? Thanks for telling us that now. That would have been fucking useful ages ago. If androids can detect Yeerks so easily, why are they even a threat? Tom shows up and seems to be wooing Melissa, which is odd. The show makes a rare use of continuity to remind us that Chapman made a deal with the Yeerks to spare Melissa. And no, it will never be explained why the deal is off. Meanwhile, Axe is shady at his job. You know, this store is entirely Yeerk run. Wouldn't it make more sense to hire a controller, or at the very least make every employee a controller? That way you don't have to run the risk of some human element fucking things up, like Axe is doing right now. Jake and Marco overhear Tom talking to Melissa and then to Chapman, leaving the house and having to have a private discussion with him. So the two of them morph bats and follow Tom to a warehouse. Gustav shows up, revealing what we figured out 5 minutes ago. Marco goes in for a closer look, attracting the attention of the Yeerks, but they don't even bother trying to shoot them, and Marco discovers that the crates are full of cell phones. This is confirmed the next morning when Axe busts one open and finds a Yeerk inside. Yes, the plan is to have people buy the cell phones, and when they press it to their ear, the Yeerk slithers out at lightning speed and infests that random person. God, it must suck to be the Yeerk stuck on cell phone detail, having to nestle in uncomfortably against a speaker, blind and impatiently waiting for someone to just fucking buy you already. And I know at least 3 days pass in this episode, so by the time the store has the big sale, the Yeerks are on the brink of starvation. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out by the last 2 plans they've had, the Yeerks have given up on infesting specific people and decided to invade Earth scattershot, infesting completely random people in hopes it might offer them an advantage. What's really funny is that Axe couldn't detect the Yeerk in Gustav's head because of his tinted glasses. Axe's kryptonite is sunglasses, everyone.
Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
I don't think so. I'm not from around here.
No, it's not like he goes to Jake's house all the time, or that he was one of the kids lined up for the infestation during the basketball game plan. Just Mr. Anonymous, that's Axe for you. Tom buys a cell phone for Melissa, and the two of them have a date at the mall. So Jake figures there's only one plan that can stop Tom: becoming a third wheel.
Hey, guys.
Jake,
Jake,
what are you doing here?
Well, you know me, Mr. Mall. So, what are you guys up to?
we're actually going to the arcade.
That's right.
after we get some lunch. Great. Great, because I am famished. So, where to?
Legend, a third wheel legend, always in the way.
Wait, an arcade? You guys had an arcade this entire time and you didn't use it to start the series like in the books? I mean, sure, it looks like a shitty arcade, but you had an arcade! Jake successfully cockblocks Tom, but Melissa still has possession of the phone. Rachel walks Melissa to her house, eventually grabbing the phone and disposing the Yeerk inside. Wait, Melissa doesn't need a cell phone. She has a whole room devoted to phones. Eric shows up at the store to figure out a plan.
Eric, what are we going to do? One job I find and it's selling Yeerks. Listen, in just a few hours, Gustav's shipment comes in. I don't know what to do.
Listen, Axe, back on my planet. We have a saying, but unfortunately it's way too complicated for me to translate. But the point of it is that there's always a way out. I mean, you just have to be open to it.
I see. You came all the way here to tell me that?
Alright, I'll give this episode a point for Axe calling Eric out on his bullshit. What other nuggets of wisdom have you got there, Eric? When you wish upon a star, karma will sort things out. Just focus on them good vibes, man. Well, Axe finally comes up with a plan, but it looks like he's too late, as Gustav announces the big cell phone sale and everyone starts piling in. Now, if this was the books, the Animorphs would have probably just set fire to the place, or at least morph skunk and run people out. Annie TV, on the other hand, thinks this is a job for Nate Littman. I told you he'd show up again.
That's Nate Littman.
I watch a lot of television as a hawk. When I originally saw this episode, my first thought was that Nate Littman and his cameraman here were actually Eric and another Chi in disguise. I mean, there's roughly a half an hour from Axe's conversation with Eric to this moment, so the chances of Axe finding Nate Littman's contact information, calling him, convincing him to come over, waiting as Nate gets his clothes and makeup on, and him showing up in the nick of time are pretty damn slim. Not to mention, I'm kind of unsure on the legality of Nate Littman's actions. Besides, why have Eric in this episode if you're not going to use him? But alas, this is the real Nate Littman, brought here by stupid TV logic. And Eric's last appearance in the series is him giving really shitty advice. I'm glad the writers have respect for the character, you know? Gustav almost gets Nate to try one of the cell phones, but Axe saves the day by using the other Chekhov's gun, the loaded water gun. Nate discovers the Yeerk, declares the place unclean on television, and everyone storms out. So Axe is out of a job, and, well, that's it, really. Post-episode follow-up. I've pretty much said all I can about Season 2 in general, and this episode is just more of the same. A dumbed-down, G-rated plot for the whole family that took out what little bite the first season had. It'd be one thing if the series was always like this. This episode isn't too different in tone and content than the average episode of, say, The Secret World of Alex Mack, which is a show I like. But the difference there is that Alex Mack was by and large tonally consistent throughout its 4-season run, while there's a major shift between the 2 seasons of Animorphs, and it's jarring and stupid. There really isn't much more to say about the episode itself that I haven't already covered. I mean, none of the actors are given any real material to work with, so the show can't even fall on its usual saving grace. It's just blah. I give The Front a 3 out of 10.
And the item in the window, an underwater fax pager. Well, I guess it's useful if you get your faxes in the bathtub. And how much will it run you? Over $300.